Yeah, I know, I'm late to the party. This Eat with Q divorce drama started over a week ago, and I'm just now touching on it. But guess what? Better late than never, and slow start is better than no start. Now let's get into it.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use, for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing.
What's up, friends, foes, and subbies? So it took me a minute to decide on whether I wanted to touch on the Eat with Q drama. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I literally came across this random video, and for me, I took it as a sign.
So nobody's gonna make a video or talk about how Eat with Q's Nigerian husband has responded back to her divorce video. I'm sitting here waiting on the T-Page to drop a video or something and talk about it. Y'all ain't saying nothing.
Now, for those of you who are not familiar with who Eat with Q is, she's part of the mukbang community, and I'm pretty sure you know who B Loves Life is. Well, a couple of years back, there was a beef between the two, and that was because Eat with Q decided to tell a story time on her experience when she met B Loves Life. I would give you a summary, but I prefer to let you hear it from Beautifully Broken. Now, she was huge in the mukbang community, just doing reviews and whatnot, and I really appreciated her feedback. I don't know where she is. I actually miss her. If she was here, trust and believe you me, she'd be touching on the topic. But give me 2 minutes of your time just so you guys get an idea of who Eat with Q is.
So on June 3rd, 2019, Eat with Q uploaded a now deleted part 1 of a part 2 story time about a collaboration she did with B Loves Life, who is a mukbanger who got popular off of doing seafood boils. At the time, Eat with Q didn't mention any names, but it wasn't hard for people to put 2 and 2 together. She said that B Loves Life family treated her and her sister like peasants, and that the family was fake and phony. She then uploaded another video the next day with her sister, who co-signed that story. This set the YouTube streets ablaze and was one of, if not the most popular drama stories in the mukbang community. Of course, there was that Veronica Wang and Shookbrain drama, but in the quote-unquote black mukbang community, they had never experienced anything like this before. B Loves Life then came back with a video with receipts on her son Darius' channel, clearing her name and her family's name, and she was vindicated in a lot of people's eyes. This then put a lot of pressure on Eat with Q and her sister, so Eat with Q uploaded a video apologizing to the mukbang community, but still standing by everything she said. Her sister Chelsea Chews uploaded a video on her channel apologizing directly to the Gaskins and said that her perception of what took place was wrong. That then put even more pressure on Eat with Lies, so she came back with yet another video with her and her boyfriend, letting us know that we had it all wrong, she didn't lie, and her sister only did that video out of fear. With Chelsea then came back again and said that that wasn't true. The only person who she fears is God. Weeks went by and Eat with Lies continued making videos as if nothing happened, until one day she made yet another video saying she spoke to Bethany and everything was forgiven. Bethany briefly spoke about this in another video, saying she did forgive Q, but it was clear that the men in her life didn't.
Okay, I know some of y'all remember. But anyways, this right here is the short video that I did where I wanted to get feedback from the viewers if they wanted to hear my take on the Eat with Q and B Loves Life drama. I ultimately decided not to do it because B Loves forgave Eat with Q. Now, it was really messy and it was about an hour long worth of video. I deleted it all, yes, after all that work. But here's a snippet of that little preview.
So sweet. The family is so sweet, you guys. As a Christian family, I looked up to you as that, but you're fake as hell.
And the Oscar goes to...
Hello.
6 months later.
People do a good job at, at keeping face for on camera. People are different. People represent themselves different on camera versus who they are off camera. The last collab I did was in my mind, it was a disaster. Husbands in the studio didn't even come out, honey. I had to go into the studio and say hi to the husband.
I didn't really want to bring up Q's past, but I kind of feel like it's important to show the past behaviors, the past situations she's been in order for us to kind of get a understanding of what's going on now. I know it's not our business, but when you're watching a content creator that shares their business, sometimes you kind of feel like you're entitled. I know it's wrong, but hey, we're human. If you guys are still interested in knowing a little bit more about the Eat with Q and Be Love's Life drama, stay tuned at the end of the video and I'll just throw in a couple of clips just to show you how crazy that drama was. And then from there, I will do a deep dive on the entirety of this situation and Eat with Q's behavior. And to be honest with you, I can't just put it all on Q. The behavior of the men that she has in her life. Again, I'm only bringing up Q's past so that we can see if there's a pattern here. And on top of that, that shit was juicy. Throughout Eat with Q's career on YouTube, she's been in 3 public relationships. One of them was Scott, who was her fiance, who she ended up leaving. And she immediately got into a new relationship with a guy named Play. After Play, well, actually during Play, she decides to go to Nigeria for a wedding. Eat with Q ended up meeting Goodwin, Mr. Fiberizima, the man that ended up being her husband. Eat with Q was living in Nigeria with her husband and she decided to come back to the States. When she came back to the States, many people noticed she wasn't wearing her ring and just questioning like, what's going on? Are you still married? And she seemed to be really irritated every time people brought up her husband.
I have never seen someone so obsessed with someone's marriage. Y'all are different in not good kind of way. She's married, end of story. Exactly. Like, I don't get it either. That's why I just ignore it. Like, I just be ignoring it. Because, like, how's your marriage doing?
Now, here's the thing. I was collecting little clips and whatnot, and then I decided to delete them once she confirmed that her and her husband were great and there was no trouble in paradise. So I just let it go. Now, Eat with Q is confirming that they are getting a divorce. The thing about it is, Eat with Q said she would no longer share her personal life and she just wanted to be private. So for her to come out and just spill the beans on how she's about to get divorced, it was kind of like, okay, what is it? You want to share or not? Doesn't it sound like the same old story to those of you who follow Q? She's always blaming everything on others, basically saying that she's being used, she's always the breadwinner, whatnot. But while she was in the marriage, she said that she was being spoiled and taken care of and the love was like no other. So it gets a little confusing. And to be quite honest with you, she talks about her husband gaslighting her. It kind of feels like she's gaslighting her audience. I don't know if this was just a thing where Eat with Q went to a wedding in Nigeria and just wanted to like feel like a princess or queen. And immediately after that wedding, maybe about a month or 2 later, she was married to almost a complete stranger. I mean, come on. You only knew the guy for about a month or so. After her relationships ended with all 3 of her lovers, they then became content creators and mukbangers. So I know she might get a little annoyed. She might feel that they used her for her popularity, for her celebrity, and they're monetizing right now their channels where they're doing the same thing that she does. But hey, you can't really get mad at them. She put them on. I want you to hear what her ex had to say about Q. I mean, he did an entire live, which we'll take clips of and break down in the deep dive. But right now, I just want you to hear the similarities of what Goodwin is saying about Q now.
And the steady lies about give, take. You don't give. You can't give what you don't have. You don't have it. How can you give what you don't have? You don't have it.
You know Q's past. With that being said, she said she's been, what she said? Taking advantage of, used and stuff like that. You know, she's been saying, I gotta realize, look at her past videos. She always says, for the past 4 years, well, only like 5 now. For the past 5 years, she's been used, taken advantage of, you know, being nice to everybody, paying for everything, you know, whatever, rent, mortgages, and all that. Yo, she's not talking about me with 4 or 5 years. I've only known her for like a year and a half. All of this started before me. So with that being said, all it started for me, her family. I mean, she's been paying for her family mortgages and all of that, her family stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That ain't my, you know, MO to go on detail of that. But she's not talking about me in the past 4 years. Her family and her ex, and y'all know who it is, Scott. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not me. You know what I mean? Y'all keep trying to put all this stuff on me. You know what I'm saying? I was taking it, but it's like, yo, y'all trying to make it seem like I'm the bad guy or something. You know what I mean? Like when I ain't meet her, I ain't have a job and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't doing nothing. Like I was just straight a bum or something. Like she was trying to say bums and all that. Like, come on. I might have not had a lot of money and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I might have not been able to put a house on my name.
Someone can call me and ask for something, and I would give it to them in a drop of a hat, like no questions asked, whether it be money, whatever, my time, my money, whatever. I don't think twice about it. Like, I just do it. But I was talking to my therapist, and I was like, what is it in me where it's like I can't do it for myself? Like, I feel guilty. Like, there's a guilt for me doing things for myself. It could be so simple, something so simple. It could be I'm in need of it, and I'll think twice about it. Like, I don't know, should I do that? But if it's somebody else, like, no questions asked. Okay, you need money, how much? No problem. Like, you don't even gotta tell me what you need it for. Like, and so I'm learning that I have to I'm learning that I've linked myself for a very long time with takers. People that take.
If you pay attention to what Q is saying, she basically puts the blame on everyone but herself. Now, she says that she's being used, and in the video, she states how much she loves doing things for people and how they don't even have to tell her what they need money for. She'll just give it. Q, you need to take accountability because that's on you. They're taking because you're giving.
I want to make sure that I break the cycle of abandonment issues, of feeling like I have to overcompensate or I have to pour. The more I give, the more someone's going to love me. That's my issue. I found that is my issue. I have issues with believing that, you know, because I'm a giving person naturally, that the more I give, the more someone's going to love me. The more I give, but that's exhausting after a while. It's very exhausting because it's like, it's one-sided.
I'm glad that Eat with Q is finally kind of sort of taking accountability. Hopefully, the more she goes to therapy, she will see her wrongs in this situation. Because I have to say, there are a couple of red flags on both sides. So anyway, that's just my personal opinion. I mean, I'm not God, so who am I to judge? But just keep in mind, when you choose to keep giving, that's on you. Before you decide to take vows again, make sure you at least know the person you're marrying, because this guy ends up falling in love with you, like he says, only to be crushed because you decide to leave him and he finds out that you're divorcing him. via YouTube. You didn't even tell the guy. But then you go on in your previous videos where you say that you discussed things with him and it wasn't just your decision, it was the both of you. So why didn't you have this discussion before you chose to share your business with the world? Especially after you said that you wouldn't do that anymore.
Yes, there's a lot of speculations out there, a lot of he said, she said, not from me and not from my husband. Okay, this is all made up off of the internet, and I'm here to let you guys know there is absolutely nothing wrong. There's no trouble in paradise. There's no egg on my face. There's none of that. None of that. And I don't know. A thing that is kind of scary to me is that it just seems like people are so excited. I mean, they are just twiddling their thumbs. They are moving their feet and they're just so excited at the thought of someone's demise. And that is very scary to me, and that's very strange. But yeah, I'm just here to clear it up, clear the air up, clear your speculations up. There is nothing that you need to know. There's no trouble in paradise. We are married. We are still married. We're still married.
It's very confusing. And again, like I said, it seems like you're gaslighting your viewers.
I've been married for 2 years, and for 2 years, there has been people that have been on assignment, and I get chills when I even say it, have been on assignment, demonic assignment, to destroy my marriage by lies, by mocking my marriage, mocking my husband, mocking me, lying, coming out here lying, saying I'm cheating on my husband. The house in Barbados that me and my husband got, it's another man's house. Just the lies for the past 2 years. Can you guys imagine lengths that people will go? I don't deserve it. I don't deserve that level of scrutiny, whether you like me or not. I don't deserve the level of scrutiny. I don't deserve the level of disrespect, and neither does my husband.
She blames everybody for everything. The lengths that people will go. What do you mean, Q? Just because people are talking about you and your husband, that doesn't mean that it should affect your marriage. Your marriage should be stronger than that. Your union should be stronger. But you're blaming it on the viewers?
If y'all missed it, she posted a video and she titled it Life Update. So, of course, everybody was going to run and see what she was talking about. And before people drop down in the comments, we only want to know, and we are only talking about it because she put us in her business initially. Now she has boundaries. Now she doesn't want to talk about anything in regards to her personal life. But like I've said before, it's not far-fetched to think that people will want to know what's happening. How do you go from washing his feet, praising him, being in love, to not even mentioning this man? I'm telling you, speaking of him, so I went over there to see what Mr. Fib Nation was doing. And one thing that I noticed, I very seldom watch him, but one thing that I noticed is he's still wearing his wedding band, but she's not. Now, I don't know who's in denial here, her or him. But one thing I've never witnessed in my life is somebody taking their wedding band off and replacing it with costume jewelry. Now, I don't know if that's costume jewelry. That could be 14 karat gold. But that's not the point. The point is she is no longer wearing their wedding band. Now, I'm going to let everybody else be the judge. But this video here, this particular part that I'm about to play, could very well explain why Eat with Q is back in the United States. And she said that she was here to stay. Her words, not mine.
I'm very proud of my marriage. And there's a decision that we have come to. We both have come to this decision. This is not something that I just did out the clear blue sky. This is a decision that we both have come to.
This live was made after people were speculating whether they were together or not. She announces that she's no longer going to have her husband on her channel due to privacy reasons, and that they were in good graces. So I guess a lot of people just took it with a grain of salt. They're together. She's just not showing him. But turns out that wasn't the case.
Just dealing with constant manipulation and constant gaslighting. That just happened, and you're telling me that it didn't happen. you just did this and you're telling me that you can never do that. That is manipulation.
On the internet, you will ask me to gaslight you. I don't gaslight you. I'm straight, I'm genuine. You'll be like, oh, about recording. You'll be like, because of how we make a living. That's part of how we make a living. So, and that's our job. And you said, you would tell me, baby, you gotta gas me, you gotta gaslight me, you gotta take it up, you gotta make these people believe this and all that. You gotta show them all that you show me. Angles to the cameras. That is you asking to gaslight you. That ain't me. I'm genuine and straight. No lip talk on my side. I swear to God, I genuinely love you from my heart, and you know it, and everybody knew it on the internet, and your family knew it, and you said it to the internet that I am. You said your mind is perfect. What did you see? The gold inside me. Be genuine in all you're saying. I've not said a word of lie. In everything I just said, yeah. And you know it. You're full of lies. You just move to the state and say you're divorced. I did nothing wrong to you one day. I know how you move foul. I know you've been moving foul. But I keep it quiet, cool. You've made a lot of videos on the internet. Disrespect all over everywhere. I don't blame you. I blame myself for thinking I can help you grow.
I've linked myself for a very long time with takers. People that take. They don't feel anything, they just take. And so when you're a giver and you link yourself with takers, they don't have any limits. I've said this in another video. They don't have any limits. So takers are going to take, givers are going to give, and you got two people that are just completely different on the opposite side of this thing, and it just keeps going, and then you're feeling drained and depleted.
The steady lies about give, take. You don't give. You can't give what you don't have. You don't have it. How can you give what you don't have? You don't have it. No, you don't. You took from me. You left with what we built together, a couple channel. We built a couple channel, you left with it. We use it to survive. You don't have shit. And there's nothing to take from you. Maybe you give to people outsiders to show them maybe you have. Because if you don't do YouTube, you don't have shit. You don't have nothing. So how is it possible to take from you? Why are you giving? Not me. There's so much there's so much, but I'm not that guy. You're forcing me. Stop painting me back. Stop doing it. Stop acting up online and stop throwing dirt on my name. I never did. Since you want to communicate online, went out there talking about what? Talking about I'm having divorce. I will tell me with the tears when you are the devil behind it. Damn you, man. I'm so disappointed that all I talk to you, you still disappoint me. You failed me. So disappointed that you failed me. I did nothing wrong. Don't blame me. I fell in love with you. It's the only mistake I did. I never knew you were not a genuine human being. I don't get you, man. You beg me. Baby, please don't let me go. Never leave me alone. Baby, I never want to leave Nigeria. Let's not go to America. Let's not leave Nigeria. Let's have our babies in. Damn. And you are out there throwing debt on me? Really? Is this real? Damn. 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 Never heard from you. You went on internet.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I did get a little sad for the guy while watching because it seemed like he was really hurt. I will do my best to grab all the important parts and put the captions on for those of you who cannot understand, or I'll just kind of translate. But I felt his pain through the screen a couple of times. He seemed really hurt, but at the same time, he was a bit cocky. He said some things that were really, really red flaggish to me.
Your cup is full. Your cup is what? Your cup is what? What cup? Ain't nothing that cup. I'm the cup. I filled your cup. If I'm not there, you're empty. Wake up and realize it now before it's too late. Wake up and realize it now before it's too late. I fill your cup. If I'm not, there's no cup is empty, man. Look at me. Yeah. This is what fill your cup. This filled your cup. And if it's not there, you got no cup. This is what filled your cup. If it ain't there, you got nothing in your cup. You empty.
And he's like flexing his titties and whatnot. Man, please, sir, put a shirt on. You got a nice body. Gotcha. We see that. But must you cook without your shirt on every time? And especially when we're talking about such a serious topic. Put your shirt on. But that's just my personal opinion. Now, I'm not really a fan of Eat with Q, but I will tell you this. I can't just accuse her of being the problem when we look at her exes. They too possibly could be the problem as well. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with personality disorders, but I do feel like Q has one. I can't say she's a narcissist, but she does have some narc tendencies, as most of us do. But I think it's a little deeper than that. Her husband, on the other hand, could possibly be just that. I am not a professional. I'm just telling you what I see based off of my personal experiences in life and my knowledge. I'll catch you guys on the next video if you guys are interested in hearing more from me. Make sure you hit the like button so I know that you like. As promised, we're going back down memory lane where I discovered who Eat with Q was. Anyway, this drama went viral. It was crazy. And like I said, I did work on a video, but I deleted it because I do kind of have respect. When B Loves Life made peace with her, I was like, there's no point of me dragging this. So ever since then, I had a bitter taste in my mouth for Q. Always gave her the side eye. But now I'm kind of questioning, is she really the problem?
You kidding?
He probably said like 3 or 4 words to me, but he was very quiet, very reserved. Now the youngest, honey, let me tell you something. That youngest was something else.
When the lady was in my house, I did not know what her name was.
He didn't know her.
I didn't know her channel. I didn't know who she was. A lot of the times the collabs that happen at our house, I don't know who they are. I didn't even know they were going to be there that day. So don't expect me to come downstairs and say, hey, I can do it. I can do it. I'm not doing all of that when I don't know that you're going to be there. I don't know who you are. It's not like I just was staying up in my room and I didn't say nothing to you or whatever. I came downstairs and I greeted myself like, in my mind, a respectable person, a respectable man, a grown man that I'm supposed to be. I respected you. I said hi in my timid and shy way, like I always am. Just because you got bent out of shape because I didn't say, and the whole turning my nose up and I was being snotty or whatever. That's the narrative that people are gonna take. Right. Because that's the way I act on camera. Right. So that he came down like a Queen Lashira or a queen. He came out like a queen or what? No, I didn't. That's all in your head. It's really delusion. Right. And I really just am hurt by the fact that my name is being tarnished because people are going to believe you because you have an audience. But regardless, you shouldn't expect to meet everybody. You're doing a collab with Be Loves Life. If I collab with Shane Dawson, I wouldn't be expecting to meet every single person that was ever on his video. Where are they at? Are they going to come out from upstairs?
The last collab I did was in my mind, it was a disaster. Husbands in the studio didn't even come out, honey. I had to go into the studio and say hi to the husband.
We had company coming over, and it wasn't just them. There were other people coming over. I was in the studio connecting a new monitor that I got, getting the camera set up, making sure my memory card was clear, and we were all set to go to do videos. That's my job. You listen. That's what I was there for. I wasn't there for all this. There was no collab with me. It was a collab with her. And when that person came in and she greeted me, I greeted her.